What's up guys, it's Jeremy and welcome back to the Scope channel. So we'll continue this short break before the second part of the Scope analysis series that will be focused on real life athletes. And for this, I will ask you on Instagram which of your favorite fighter you want me to analyze. Now moving on to today's video, I recently realized that in September 2023, I will have 2 years of practice in powerlifting. During these 2 years, I learned a lot about the technique and the essential equipment and accessories that really have an impact on your performance. At that time, I would have liked to have a synthetic video to explain all the different equipments that you need to have. That's why I decided to make this video in order to help beginners to have a clear view about the different equipments, their roles, their level of importance, as well as their price. Alright, now that all has been said, let's have a look to my 10 essentials, accessories and equipment for powerlifting. Let's go! For this video, I'll present to you my essentials for powerlifting, going from the lower body to the upper body. So first, let's start off with the very base of every movement, the feet. For your feet, you will need some special shoes in order to adapt to each movement. For me, there are two essentials for shoes. The first one is going to be a pair of special shoes for squat. It's important to choose a pair that suits your movement. For instance, if you have good ankle mobility and you can reach depth easily for squats, you choose some rigid and flat shoes. On the other hand, if you have bad ankle mobility and it's hard for you to reach depth, then you can go on with powerlifting elevated shoes. For their role, well, good shoes will help you to have a strong base on which you can exert a lot of force. For the level of importance, it's really high and it should be one of the first things to buy. For the price, it can go to 50 euros up to 250 euros for very specialized and stylish pairs. Then the second essential for your feet will be some shoes for deadlift with very flat insoles or no insoles. They are usually called slippers and they help you to be as close as possible to the ground during deadlift. Even though now there are some special powerlifting slippers, I still have the fishing dude slippers. For their role, they allow you to cut the range of motion by being very close to the ground and to exert force by pushing directly on the ground. For the level of importance, even though you can do deadlift with just your socks, for competition, shoes or slippers are mandatory, so it would be great to buy it. For the price, slippers like mine cost 10 euros and you can have slippers specialized for powerlifting for around 40 euros. Now let's move on to your knees and legs with two more essentials. The first one is obviously the knee sleeves for squat. The sleeves have to be put right on the middle of the knee in order for them to have the most effect. They are kind of hard to put, so choose a size that really matches with the size of your legs. With these sleeves on, you will definitely have a bigger squat. For their role, the knee sleeves will give you more stability as well as a sort of rebound effect at the bottom of the movement. For the level of importance, I would say that it is quite high, since there is a huge difference between the weight you can squat with and without the sleeves. And for the price, SBD or Inzo sleeves, which are the two top brands for knee sleeves, cost around 80 to 100 euros. Now for the second essential, it might be a little bit surprising for you guys, but it's the talc powder. This accessory is mainly for deadlift and it has to be applied on your legs and your shins. It will allow you to easily move the bar without any friction on your legs. But don't confuse it with chalk that we'll see later in the video and that has the opposite effect. For its role, well, talc will help you to maintain the bar as close to your body as possible by letting it slide smoothly on your legs instead of ripping your skin with the bar friction. For the level of importance, if you're used to lifting with pants, you will not see a huge difference. However, for competition, since you need to have a singlet that does not recover your legs, you will realize how difficult it is without talc. So it will be of medium importance. For the price, you can buy baby talc for 5 euros at your nearest pharmacy. Alright, now let's move on to your core with the two next essentials. The first one is the powerlifting belt that is used for squat, deadlift and sometimes for bench. There are a lot of belts on the market, but the best ones are the ones with a lever. Then regarding the placement of the belt, well, it depends, but in my opinion the best positioning is just on the end part of your ribs or just below them. For its role, well, having a belt allows you to push against it and to create intra-abdominal pressure that will stiffen your core and give you more strength and stability. For the level of importance, for me it's the best powerlifting equipment to have and the first thing you should consider buying, no doubt about it. For the price, it's also the most expensive. You can have classic or low-cost leather belt for around 100 euros, but the best remains the SBD belt, which costs around 250 euros. The second one is more for the whole body, but it definitely covers the core. It's the singlet. This is the official outfit for a powerlifter, and if you do competitions, it's mandatory. As in other sports like wrestling, it's what we wear, and it definitely feels tight everywhere. Even though its role is mostly for the judges, since it allows them to have a clear look on your joints to judge your movements, it can make you feel stronger since everything is tight and close to your body. For the level of importance, I would say not important at all if you don't do competition, and very important if you do competition, since as I said, it's a mandatory equipment. For the price, it varies a lot between the different brands, but you can count around 40 to 70 euros for the singlet. We will now move on to your hands and wrists with two new essentials. The first one is the wrist wraps that are used for bench and squat. They can either be quite stiff, like mine, or flexible for better comfort. They have to be placed right on your wrist joint in order to prevent your hand and your wrist from moving during the movement. For their role, wrist wraps are used to protect your wrists and to give you more stability during your movement. The goal being to avoid parasitic motion on smaller joints during the lift. For the level of importance, I would say medium to quite high, since it is used in 2 of the 3 movements and it can prevent injury and help you in the long run. For the price, SBD wrist wraps are around 40 euros, but you have cheaper alternatives with other brands. Now for the second essential for your hands that we mentioned earlier, we have the chalk. Just like the talc, it's another substance that will help you during the 3 lifts and especially during the deadlift. You can either have liquid chalk if you are training in a commercial gym, or solid chalk if the gym allows it. For my part, I don't have chalk in my bag anymore since we have some at my gym. For the role of chalk, well, it will help you to hold the bar tight without it slipping or rolling in your hands during the bench and the deadlift. And for squat, it can also be applied on your back in order to prevent the bar from moving during the movement. For the level of importance, at the very beginning, you can do without, but in the long run, it will become compulsory to have it because for deadlift, for instance, your grip strength won't be enough when you will start lifting really heavy weights. For the price, it might be the cheapest essential since you can have a bottle of liquid chalk for 7 euros or a solid chalk block for 3 euros. And finally, let's move on to the last 2 essentials for the head section. The first one is the Powerlifting mouth guard. I just bought mine a few weeks ago and I already see the difference. This accessory can be used for squat, bench and deadlift, and it allows you to have something to bite on while lifting without destroying your teeth. Even though it doesn't look like much, it's definitely an accessory that have a huge impact on your lifts, since top international athletes like Jesus Olivares, for example, are using it for the lifts. For its concrete role, the mouth guard enables you to bite on something, which reinforces the rigidity of your body as well as your balance during the lift. For its importance, you can definitely lift heavy without it, so it's not very important, but if you often bite your teeth, it will be better to buy one to avoid destroying your teeth and keep a good oral health. For the price, this special powerlifting mouthpiece usually costs around 10 to 15 euros and you can buy it on Amazon. And finally, for the last accessory on this list, we have headphones. Even though it's not really a powerlifting equipment, I definitely recommend you to buy one, especially if you lift in a commercial gym. Even in official competitions where you can't have headphones during the lift, most of the athletes have one. The headphones have a very special role in powerlifting. It helps you to be more focused and not distracted by any little thing or by people talking. You are in your zone, focused on the lift to come, with a good hyping music, and when your coach takes it off, you're ready to lift some heavy ass weight. For the level of importance, as I said, if you are in a commercial gym, it's really important to have headphones since the music is often really bad and there is also a lot of noise. And in general, I would say it's quite important to have headphones for your focus. And finally, for the price, it really depends on the model you're choosing, and it can go from 30 to 200 euros for the most expensive ones. To conclude this video, if you like some powerlifting equipment and you plan to buy some of these essentials, here is a recap of the different prices and the approximated total budget in euros if you want to buy these 10 essentials. Alright, so that's it for the video guys. I hope you really liked it and that it will help you for your powerlifting debut. As I said in the intro, I gathered all this information about the equipment after almost 2 years of practice in powerlifting. Speaking of which, in September it will be my 2-year anniversary for my debut in powerlifting, and I will definitely do a video to show you the evolution, so stay tuned. So guys, have a very nice day, keep working hard, and I see you soon in the next video. Peace out!